Good morning, everyone. My name is Maddie Stream, and I'm going to do your May the 21st, just for today, in a meditation. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. The title of today's meditation is Keep Coming Back. Meetings keep us in touch with where we've been, but more importantly, with where we could go in our recovery. And that comes from the basic text, page 56. In many ways, addicts are different. When we came to Narcotics Anonymous, we found others like ourselves, people who understood us and whom we could understand. No longer did we feel like aliens, strangers, wherever we went. We were at home in NA meetings, among friends. We don't stop being addicts after we've been clean a while. We still need to identify with other addicts. We continue coming to NA meetings to keep in touch with who we are, where we've come from, and where we're going. Every meeting reminds us that we could never use drugs successfully. Every meeting reminds us that we'll never be cured, but that by practicing the principles of the program, we can recover. And every meeting offers us the experience and example of other addicts in ongoing recovery. At meetings, we see how different people work their program, and the results are apparent in their lives. If we want the lives we see others living, we can find out what they've done to get where they are. Narcotics Anonymous meetings offer us identification with where we've been and where we could go. Identification we can't do without and can't get anywhere else. That keeps us coming back. Just for today, I will attend an NA meeting to remind myself of who I am, where I've come from, and where I can go in my recovery. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the wee version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. The topic is keep coming back, and understanding that by staying in touch through going to meetings and being connected to other individuals that have the same similarities, right? The disease of addiction, that's a huge similarity. And the reason I say that is because if you took 5 people and lined them up and all of them said that they're diabetic, I'm a 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 diabetic. You took 5 people that were all diabetics. The commonality is the fact that they don't process glucose very well. They're diabetics. Okay. There's some common things that we all know that can happen. But there's some other things that many of us probably aren't really aware of. For instance, you may have heard about it, but you don't know exactly why a diabetic needs to be concerned about injury. Why is it that some diabetics experience their sugar levels dropping and they are just as dangerous, in danger of slipping into a coma as the one that wakes up and their sugar is super high? There's a lot of symptoms that go with being a diabetic. And that's just the most basic information that I have about it. without doing any research. You can talk to a diabetic and they will tell you that they're type 1. Another one will tell you that they're type 2. Some may use the term pre-diabetic and some may not. Well, what type of medication are you on? Oh, okay. So you're at the stage where you take a pill, but another person will tell you that they're at the stage where they have to take a shot. Another one may have to actually take several shots. There's so many variations of diabetes. So the same thing happens within the culture of recovery and being an addict. There's variation. But one thing we know is certain. That we're addicts in recovery. And with that comes some basic prescriptions, some basic things that are suggested that we do to make our lives more comfortable. The symptoms of the disease may disappear. But truly, can we say that the disease actually disappears? That space between our ears, those negative, automatic negative thoughts, can we actually say that they disappear? I'm choking to death even just talking about it. We can't. We can't. So, in essence, it's something that we have to learn how to live with. Some people that are diabetic, they get their condition under control. But it comes with healthy living. It comes with making different choices about what they consume, what they eat, exercise. It's no different. Having the disease of addiction is no different. We recommend that you make meetings. Okay. So I need to make meetings. How often do I need to make meetings? Huh? How often did you use? Start there. Did you use every day? Stands to reason I might need to make a meeting every day until I get to the point where my disease of addiction is more manageable. Then maybe I could step down to fewer meetings. But I wouldn't recommend it right away. I would suggest a meeting a day until you and your sponsor agree. Or maybe you don't have a sponsor, but at least try the 90 and 90 that's recommended. We want to keep coming back no matter who we are, what stage we're at. If we feel it's under control, it's in remission, that's great. But can we deny the fact that we still wake up in moods with an attitude, or that we get offended when a certain person says a certain thing a certain way? Or we take a drive and we're headed one direction and our mind tells us to turn the block, go that way. These are all little telltale signs that the disease of addiction is still present. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's to be embraced as a part of self-acceptance, because in doing so, we'll be willing, more likely, I should say that, more likely, we would be more likely, if we have some self-acceptance about it, to do the things that we need to take care of it. And meetings are one of them. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope you will have a beautiful day on purpose.